I was literally the quietest kid in the room, no confidence, nothing. So it was literally basketball. I started out, actually, it's funny how it actually all started, because my mum wanted me to get out of the house on the weekends, because me and my brother used to just sit down and we used to watch cartoons and TV, whatever else. She was out of the house. So first of all, she signed me and my brother up to a 10-pin bowling league in Enfield, at David Lloyd's.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
That was your first bowling? Like basketball? Your mom
exactly.
put you bowling?
Not many people know that.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you found basketball, bro.
Yeah. But so it all connects a little bit. So how it goes is, it went from bowling, did that for about maybe a year, and then it was at a David Lloyd's. So then David Lloyd's was actually one of the main sponsors of London Towers back then. So then one week they gave away free tickets. So they had free tickets to all their sponsors. So they gave some free tickets to David Lloyd's, and the manager got to know me, because I was there almost every weekend. And he was like, "Oh, I've got these free tickets for basketball. Have you ever seen basketball? Have you ever been?" I was like, "No, not really." And he's like, he gave it to my mum, and my mum decided to take me, my brother, and my sister. And then it was to that Sainsbury's Classic weekend that they used to play against European teams.
Okay.
And yeah, from then, literally instantly hooked.
Serious?
And then we used to go to London Towers games every week. And then what happened from that was, I used to play a little bit in school and locally. And then I remember the one person that gave me pretty much the invite, Dean Williams.
Are you serious?
Dean Williams. Yeah. So for him, he's the reason why I got connected to Hackney. So I don't know if he remembers this, but yeah, he gave me the address, obviously Joe's name for Haggerston, turned up to the trial one week. And yeah, rest is history with Hackney kind of thing.
No, wicked, awesome. So you talk about playing for Hackney. What was that like? So where did you grow up in Hackney? Where did you grow up in?
No, I was in Edmonton, Enfield.
So Enfield, right? But
yeah.
Here's what I'm about to say. The environment of Enfield and the environment of Hackney is quite similar. Yeah.
Not so much back then. Not much so much back then.
So I'm gonna say. So did you grow up in the hood? Because Hackney has always been just like, when you go Hackney, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, I grew up in Tower Hamlets, which is no better than Hackney. But just from crossing the road from Tower Hamlets to playing at Hackney, it's like you go from like using Narnia.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you just come over into Mortal Kombat. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? But you learn a lot. I ain't gonna lie. Everyone who tells me, people say that a lot to me. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you should have never gone there." And I'm saying, I don't think you understand the things you learn from being in an environment where everybody literally is so competitive that they will either push you to break and quit, or you will excel. That's it. There is no in between. It's like, either you're going to become good or you're going to quit. You know what I mean? So what environment did you come from? Just so people can understand in terms of how, because the reason why I'm asking you this question is because I'm a firm believer, your environment, nature and nurture, but your environment can help you get out of your comfort zone, which will allow you to find out that there's more within you. So what was your environment prior to going to Hackney?
You know what? I 100% agree as well. So how it was, Enfield, it wasn't the roughest of areas, back then. So yeah, it wasn't the roughest of areas. And to be honest, I didn't really spend too much time out. I was at the park and then that's it. I wasn't really into all that other stuff, out with friends, stuff like that. My mum kept quite tight hold on me.
Good.
Everybody remembered me when I was 13. My mum used to take me and pick me up everywhere, so she would have been there.
You know what you just said? You mentioned your mum. I was just like, oh yeah, I remember. That was the guy that used to be his mum at the games. And that's why I started laughing. I was like, oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, your mum. Listen, your mum did an excellent job, mate. Trust me.
Thank you. So she used to take me everywhere. But like you said, like, I think I developed basketball wasn't big in Enfield. It was bad. Like there was a couple maybe sessions here and there, but one, the competition was not that good. Two, like I was playing against older dudes in the parks, and then like I didn't have anything youth wise. So then we went to one thing and it was like dead. And then luckily, obviously when we got the like little invite from Dean, we went there, and then from there it was like you said, like you walked into the lion's den a bit. And like you said, it's either eat or be eaten a little bit.
Facts.
And it took me a while to kind of find my feet, find my confidence and stuff like that. Because Hackney's it wasn't something like I had never experienced before, especially kind of being in an environment is like even kids of my age and stuff. Because I wouldn't really have those type, like people from that background at my school in Enfield. So it was like different. Like people would come from different stories and different like just experiences. And it was, and definitely, you know what? That made me to who I am today. Like as a whole basketball, like it literally formed me as who I am, because I see so many people stay in Enfield, played basketball in Enfield, and just stayed in the circle, in their bubble. And this is what this is what I preach to everything in life. You stay in that little bubble, you don't expand. You become the big fish in the little pond. And then what are you going to achieve from that? You expand yourself, step out of your comfort zone. Yes, it's a confidence thing, but then as soon as you hit that, literally your eyes are opened up, and experiences and people, and trust me, endless opportunities.
Wicked, awesome. So what was it like? So you went through the stage where you first trying to find your feet, getting a bit confidence. When did basketball for you in juniors? When did you feel comfortable on the court to the point where you trust yourself and your teammates trust you? When can you remember when that was, roughly about what age that was for you?
I would probably say so. My first year was under 14s.
Who was your coach?
So when under 14s, under 15, and I think around about the under 16s level.
Yeah, who was coaching you? Sorry,
was
broke up.
The jump. It was a mixture really. So our training sessions will be Joe on a Monday and then Richard upstairs on a Friday at Haggerston.
Okay.
And then sometimes it would either be Joe take our games or Richard take our games. But yeah, so I think round about under 16s is when I kind of found my feet, and I found my confidence a little bit. I think from around about then, just because it took me a couple of years, and
Nice. So you played at White Heat until you was 16?
No. I played all the way up until under 20s.
Okay. When you're 16, 16's at secondary school. When you finished secondary school, what did you do then?
Oh, after secondary school, so I moved. So I initially signed up to the Hackney Basketball Academy.
Okay.
So I was part of the first year at Hackney College, the academy that Joe set up.
Was that when Tony was there?
No. So the first year there was a coach that, I don't know, he got linked up with, do you remember when White Heat was called Interbasket for a bit?
Yeah. I actually had the t-shirt.
Yeah.
I didn't know what Inter was until I went to Europe and realized it's a sports company.
Yeah. So do you remember the coach called James? I think he was Greek or something. I can't remember.
Is it a white guy?
European.
Okay, yeah.
He was like a European. Yeah, so they had made him the head coach. Joe kind of arranged the academy to start up. This was back in 2001. I was there like on the first year of that.
Oh wow, you was there at the inception. So what was that like? What was it like at the beginning there? Because at that time, look, the way college basketball now, the levels of basketball we've got in this country now, I'm like, like now's the time.
Yeah, yeah,
literally, you can go from 11 all the way to you. Like, let's just say you don't aspire to play NBA, go Europe, but you just want to play basketball and you want to enjoy it. Like, you can literally play basketball from age 10 or even younger, all the way until you finish uni and have decent amount of basketball. So what was that like the first? Was there a lot of people in your league at that time?
So we used to play like in I think it was called, so we played in 2 leagues. We played in like a Sessa league that was, I think it was like Southeast colleges or something like that. So it was like kind of like a local kind of college league. But then they also wanted to push us and they put us in the London Met League. So they put us in, so we played colleges on Wednesdays and then we would play London Met League teams on a Friday.
Perfect. And was that the White Heat team or was that the college London Met team? So that was
college. So Joe said at the start of it, he was like, listen, this isn't going to, so you have to come to both trainings. So if you want to be part of White Heat and part of this, they are 2 separate teams and they have 2 separate trainings. So don't think because you come to the college now and you play for college, you don't have to go to White Heat training. He said you have to go to both. So it was still a mixture though, because it wasn't everybody from White Heat that ended up coming. Yeah. The main people that started out at the college, if I can remember off the top of my head, was myself. I don't think Darius Defoe had started out at White Heat yet. I think he was like still raw. He was from like Broadwater Farm or something. He started out at Broadwater Farm, I believe. Okay. And then once he had got out of college, that's where he kind of made his connection, I believe. Okay. It might be wrong, but yeah, that's what I remember. Then Dean DeFreitas, Jean, who else? I think
that's a good little squad, you know.
Yeah. There was a couple more. There was a couple more older ones. That's where I actually met Slipper for the first time.
Are you serious?
So Warren. That's where we met.
Oh wow.
Couple, I think, and then there was I can't remember his last name, but there was another guy. He was a little bit older. He was an older dean, but he used to be a little bit older than us. So, but yeah, it was a good team to start off with. Oh yes.
Who?
You know Patrick and Kenny.
Yeah. Yo, they used to put in work. You reception.
For the college team.
Wait, hold on one sec. Can you hear me?
Sorry.
Hello, can you hear me? I think this. Oh wait, the connection's gone a bit. What about now? Hold on, let me see. Give me a sec, please. Let me see if this fixes itself.
I can hear you.
Yeah, but you're freezing. You're freezing from your end. Could you just put your hand over like this? Yeah, see, it's frozen. See, you. Yeah. We're good now. We're good. Sorry, it's just that unless you do that, I can't tell if it's freezing, but it's fine. Yeah. So you said Kenny and who else was that? Who was?
Yeah. Patrick, his brother.
Okay, cool. So you played college. You lot won everything, obviously. It's like it was called Never Lose. So you lot did really well. So from college, what did you? So you played at college after you. So you studied at Hackney College. After that, what did you do? Yeah. Did you stayed with Hackney College? What was your basketball?
So what happened after my first year at Hackney? I actually got in touch with some family friends in New Jersey, and I actually moved off to South Jersey, and I spent a year there.
Wait, you?
Then after that,
South Jersey.
Yeah,
that's brave, bro. That's a big move. What was that like? Explain to me. What was that like going from England? Because going from Edmonton to Hackney is one thing. going from Hackney to America, it's like it's just like even more different. What was that like for you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not many. Well, some people know, but I'm actually half. Well, I have citizenship, so my mum's actually American. I have both passports. Yeah.
Lucky, man.
I know everybody in basketball growing up used to say you're probably the luckiest guy around.
Oh man, that's
so
awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so you went to what's South Jersey like? Because I haven't got a clue. Just paint a bit of a picture of what South Jersey's like.
Well, I didn't have a clue what it was going to be like. So I've obviously left from London and going from, you could get a bus at the end of my road to wherever you want. And then I move over to South Jersey in the suburbs, and literally there's nothing in the space of, I don't know, a mile, 2 miles.
Yep.
And then you have to walk to the bus stop, then you have to get on a bus, and the bus is at every 45 minutes or whatever. Yeah, it's like almost lost my freedom a bit when I got there. And it was really hard to get used to. Like the first couple of weeks, it was hard. That was so hard. And then like getting used to the new kind of school system, new people. It was difficult. It was really difficult. But once it got going, luckily I had some of my family friends, and I met some guys that went to the school through my family friends. And then, it kind of went from there, really. I didn't really spend too long there. Reason being is because my mum actually ended up having a car crash while I was in America. So then I decided to come back. And then once I came back, there was choices for me to either go back or, because basically my mum was sending me money at the time. We weren't really a quite well-off family. So my mum was doing work. She was actually working at Space, the sports center in Hackney. She was working there as like a receptionist kind of thing. And she was sending me money from there. And then once she kind of had the car crash, she kind of got written off of work, wasn't able to kind of fund me and send me money. So then, I had to come back. And then I was told by a couple coaches, oh yeah, we'll try and get you back. We'll try and send you back. But nothing never came of it.
Yeah, when it comes to one thing I learned with that stuff, if you are not doing it yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to put yourself on, man, like in everything. Like I think from early that was I just had that mind frame was like you got to put yourself on, and you can't be upset that somebody else doesn't flick your light on. Yeah, like you just got always your light on, and you got to say to yourself, I want to go there, I want to do this. And if someone can help you, cool. If they can't help you, doesn't matter. You need to do it yourself. So you came back.
Exactly.
What was it like when you came back? Did you still have the basketball like bug?
Well, that's the thing, because I only spent a year there. I ended up coming back, and I ended up enrolling back into Hackney College. Nice. Because I finished school and I left school and went to Hackney. And to be honest, the first year at Hackney, when it first started, I just signed up onto any course because I wasn't really like the educational type back then.
As you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone does that.
Yeah, so you get to train 5 days a week, and you're like, all right, then cool. I'll just sign up to any course. So I ended up doing some dead art course for a year. Then that was done. Didn't really sign up. So when I get back from America, to sign back up to the college, obviously you had to be part of a course. So I took more of a chance on this and thought about it more. And then I ended up doing a BTEC in sports.
Awesome.
Yeah, so then that went on that was a 2-year course. And then, like I said, I wasn't really much into education back then, and I wasn't like the educational type. So then I kind of left college. A lot of people went on.
Sorry. I'm really sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, and the only reason why I want to say it now is because you said you wasn't an educational type.
Sorry, say that again, because you cut up a bit.
Yeah, I said I have to interrupt you right there because you said something that is key, and it's something that I've noticed with other athletes, yeah, such as yourself. Myself, and there's another person I interviewed named Alan, and he was very honest about it. And he said, I was a horrible student. And he's a really successful teacher, just like yourself. So for me, what I want you to just explain, because I feel like if a young person watches this, they might be in that position where they're not confident academically for whatever reason. But to understand that it's really, you can do it. It's just, you just have to sit down and do it. So what was it that put that doubt in you that you wasn't a good student? What gave you that feeling that you wasn't a good student at that time? Was it your grades?
I think, it was just the grades, because obviously you got your GCSEs by then, and my GCSEs, I did not get very good GCSEs the first time.
Sorry, I got one, bro. Yeah. I tell everyone I got one, and the only reason I tell everyone one is because I got a degree now, so I'm like, I can tell people I got one. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
I got a degree, so what? Like, what are you gonna say, fam? I got my hat. Like, what? Yeah. But go on.
Yeah, so it was pretty much the GCSEs that kind of gave me the cemented that I wasn't really the educational type. And I didn't really spend too much time on it. Focused a lot on basketball, and then just didn't really care about the educational side. So then obviously I just got barely through that sports course with a lot of help from the teachers and the lecturers there. And then a lot of people after that, and let me just say as well, that's why I didn't do A-levels, is because I wasn't able to do A-levels. I wasn't able to get onto it, so I had to do BTEC. And that's another thing that people have to realize as well nowadays, is when you come out of secondary school, a BTEC is not the worst thing in the world. It is still a route. Like, you don't have to just think, okay, I have school, A-levels, uni. There's different ways. People go different paths and end up at the same destination. So I've finished that. Once I finished that course at Hackney, I then took a break. I was like, education's not for me. I don't want to carry on. A lot of people went to uni, and I said no, because I probably quit by Christmas. And it's a lot of debt and it's all that stuff. So I was just like, nah, it's not for me. I'm gonna find myself a little bit, kind of, I don't know, get a job or whatever. And then, obviously, because with my mum still kind of being affected from the car crash a bit, I had to get full-time job and start working, and then help support her and stuff. So then that's when basketball kind of went on the back burner a little bit. It became like plan B, because basketball weren't paying nothing. Exactly, life hits you.
Life was like, hello. It happens to all of us, bro. It's like life. Yeah, it's waiting. Yeah. Sorry.
So then I had to get a couple jobs, couple retail jobs. I worked at the shoe shop office in West End for a bit. Nice. Worked at Foot Locker for a bit. Then I still tried now and again to still stick around in the Hackney picture. Turn up to training now and again when I can. And then obviously, if you don't train, you don't really play as much.
Of course.
So then it slowly started to dwindle. Slowly started to dwindle from there. That was pretty much as well my last couple of days with Hackney.
Cool. So after you so now you finished. Now you're working basketballs on the back burner. You're pretty much done with Hackney in terms of playing basketball. Did you stop playing basketball for a long period of time, or was you still playing?
I'm trying to think. I think I stopped for maybe about 1 or 2 years. Playing, obviously, when going to scrimmages. For a team stuff, I took a break from teams for about maybe 1 or 2 years. And then I'm trying to think how this happened. I actually then that's it. I was working with Midnight Madness.
Okay.
So what I started doing, because I wasn't playing much, I think I actually got. Do you know when London United started?
Yeah.
That space.
What's his name? Tony, isn't it? Tony and what's that guy from West? What's it?
Yeah,
Jack, isn't it Jack? Tony and Jack started London United.
Jack. Yeah. So when they started a BBL team, like at Space, I was asked by Tony to if I could commentate. I did little bits of jobs for Tony while I was at the academy, a little bit of coaching and stuff like that.
Tony was good about getting you work, innit?
Yeah.
I was right there too. I remember Tony come back and Tony be like, yo, I got some coaching for you. Yeah, I'll be there, Tony. You know what I mean? So shout out to Tony.
Yeah. Yeah, so Tony, I used to do loads of little jobs for Tony and stuff. And he asked me one year if he obviously knew about me and Warren being a DJ. So he asked us, they were looking for an announcer. And I was like, I've never been an announcer. Actually, it wasn't even supposed to be me. It was supposed to be Warren. Warren's supposed to be announcer and DJ. And obviously, wherever Warren goes, I kind of went at that point. So then at one point, I was like, so the first game happens. And Warren's DJing, and it's cool. It's all right, because obviously that's him. But he's not really good at an announcer, basketball-wise. And I was like whispering stuff into his ear to say. And then at one point, he said, just take the mic, man. You do it. So then I went, no, I don't want to do it. I didn't have the confidence to do that. I'd never done it. I was like, I ain't doing that. And then, but you know what? He said, no, just do it. Seriously, just do it. I was like, all right, cool. Then from then, that's when the whole announcing thing started.
Wow. What was that?
So
what
literally,
was that, what was that like for you the first time? What was your voice like? When you first spoke, was your voice like, scores a basket? Or was it like, scores a basket? You know what I'm talking about? Right? The nervousness of mic. Like, when you first, because you don't know.
Yeah.
What was it like for you? Explain that. What was that like for you?
Yeah, that was like a confidence. That was a massive confidence leap.
Yo, that's hard.
Well, everybody can hear my voice through a microphone. I've never spoken into a microphone before in my life, and yeah, it was just weird. But yeah, it was a bit of a learning experience to start with. Obviously, you would mumble up words or you like mess up a little bit or whatever else. But it got better as time went on, and I actually started to really enjoy it. I started getting quite a lot of confidence from it, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it.
Did that help with your own personal confidence as well? Because if you can talk on a mic in front of a lot of people, I don't think you'll be shy. You won't be quote unquote shy and quiet anymore after that. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine doing it.
Yeah, a lot of things kind of came into one at that point. Like like I said, Tony gave me a couple coaching jobs, which that was my first taste in coaching. And even that gave me some confidence. Then alongside that was the announcing part. So a lot of confidence came from that whole Hackney area as well. So this is, like I'm saying, this whole thing is still connected back to Hackney.
It's big, man. Them guys did, like, they don't even understand like the impact that they've made on like young men's life in London. Like the amount of people they touched, boy, it's just like amazing. So you did the MCing. So I thought you used to DJ as well, because I always used to see you and Warren together all the time. And I became like a little bit of a Warren fanboy when he started DJing in Shoreditch. And I swear to you, because I would walk up, like I'd be like, yo, Warren, you playing tonight? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, I like hip hop and R&B, and I really like listening to music. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, where you at tonight? He's like, yo, I'm come through, man. And I'll literally just walk down, and I'll literally be just by the DJ while he's DJing. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Just listen. And then after, I was like, yo, where's your boy? He was like, oh no, he don't do this anymore. But in my head, I always thought you mixed. Until I spoke to you now. No. I spoke to you now is when I was just like, you never mix. And then I'm like, I don't think I've seen you behind the turntables. Like, I've seen you maybe flip the crossfader once or twice, but yeah, so yeah. So after that, I think the next time I saw you play basketball, we played against each other in local league. That's when you played for Hammersmith. You and Taryn.
Well, I had a little stint at Westminster Warriors.
Oh, yes, you did. You did.
Yeah.
I remember some of your highlights as well. Yeah. Yeah. And it was that who was on your team when you played for Westminster?
So basically I was part of I think we called it Warriors 2.0.
Nice.
Because
nice.
Westminster Warriors were kind of out of the men's like kind of spotlight for a bit, and they decided to bring it back, and that was off of working with like Junior Williams and Namo and them guys with Midnight Madness. And they said, "Oh, we're going to bring it back. So do you want to play?" So I said, "Well, I can, but obviously I'm working still." So obviously I got a little bit more money at that time, so I could commit to it a little bit. So then we started in Division 4, and we started with Junior Williams, Marvin Addy, Jackson Gibbons, myself, John Jay.
Wait, Westminster started from scratch again?
Yeah, in Division 4.
I didn't know that, I always just thought that they were always... Okay. Wow.
No, they went away for a bit, and then they re-established, and then came back into men's basketball.
Nice.
And then we kind of put together a team, which I could probably say at the moment that first year was probably the most fun I've had basketball wise.
I can imagine. You're with the vets.
That's what I'm saying. So, and it was, you know what it was as well, like it was a great learning experience. And then it also ended up being like it wasn't like they always wanted the ball and they always wanted to score. That was the worst part. That was the best part about it. Yeah. Like anybody could score off that. Like there was one game I actually had 27.
27.
So
was you forcing? Was you forcing?
I can't. No, listen. This is what happened. So there was one game we played, and it was, I think, Junior had to sit out for 1 game or something. For some reason, I don't know what happened. I can't remember. And so they told me, "Oh, you're going to start at point." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then, like, I've been working out and shooting, and because Lillian Bayliss opened up, and that Jordan Court first opened up, so I'd been going there quite regularly and shooting. Okay. And then we went to this game, and he was like, "Yeah, it's over to you. So you're going to lead us today." So I was like, "All right, cool." And then guess what? The look came like that day. As soon as he said came, and then I ended up I had 6 threes and 27 points.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it was
6.
Yeah. What, it was against Wellingborough.
Was you in the zone? Was you in the zone?
Yeah, literally. And I knew it as well. As soon as I hit my first one, which was off of some flex screen, as soon as I hit that one, I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be good."
It's good. you know that feeling, isn't it? You're like,
I caught it.
Cheat code. You're just like cheat code. You know it's cheat code day. It's like, I can close my eyes and score probably if I wanted to, but nah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
But I think what you just said there, right? I think what you said right there was good that you mentioned it in terms of, when you play with established players who have had like really successful careers, like Julia, what's his name? What's that person you just named? Oh my god, Marvin, and what's the other one who you just named? I can't for his name.
There's Jackson, John Jay. I'm trying to think all the Slipper was obviously playing. He was on the team. But
you're around players who score a lot. Yeah, you're around people who are used to either being the man, gone really far, played professional, scored buckets for fun of it. But then what I like with most of the players who think they get to a certain stage in their career, and when they play with people, no offense, but when they play with people who they know have not maybe experienced the amount of success that they have they give it up. They're like, yo, fam, it's your time. And when the good thing you said that is good, because I feel like as players, as we get older, it's not like we don't need to score every bucket anymore. It's like it's like put the trust into somebody else and let somebody else have their moment of, you know what I mean? When they're older, they're like, yo, don't mess around. I put in, you know what I mean? So I think it's good. I think it's good that you mentioned it. It's just that when you said that, something just went off in my head and I was like, oh, they did that too. That's good. That's big. That's big. So then you played local league. You played with Westminster for how long?
Westminster for about, I think, 3 years.
Okay.
3 years. Life hit again.
Okay.
And I kind of knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to become a teacher. So then I still was able to get enough to get into uni, and then I was decided, why not go and be a teacher? I liked teaching, I liked coaching, and I guess I kind of found what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I said, well, to be a teacher, I've got to go to uni, get a degree first.
Yep.
So I did that for 3 years at Middlesex. And then after that, so it's pretty much...
After you have to do your PGCE, right?
Yeah, but again, so it's been a long journey to become a teacher for me, to be honest.
I'm right there
because
I'm literally like there now, like literally, like, and I've got years on you, and I know, like for me, I'm just like, what do you mean you need more proof? Like, I've got a degree. What do you mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what it's like.
Yeah. Uni, and I finished with a 2-1, so it was good. And then what I wanted to do, I didn't want to jump straight into teaching because I heard, oh no, you have to go get some experience in this, and this. So I said, okay, cool. So then I got a couple jobs teaching, kind of like being like a supply teacher, but in one school. They call it a cover supervisor. I did that for a year. And then I found another school in Enfield, back from where I used to live. Had my degree. I could have just done that.
Well, you're breaking up. Hold on.
And then
You're breaking up. Yeah. Go ahead. So you said you went back to Enfield?
Yeah, so I went back to Enfield, and then I started teaching at a school called Alwood Academy.
Okay.
And then I worked about 3 years doing something with kids that find education hard. And the reason why I wanted it is because at that point,
PRU?
Huh?
PRU?
What do you mean?
Was it a PRU? You know, the schools, I think that's what they call them. You know, there was schools where the children who are not allowed to go.
Oh, they got kicked out?
Yeah. Was it one of those schools?
No. This was a secondary school. It was a secondary school, but it was a kid that either the bad kids, should I say.
Yeah.
So it was a lesson for somewhere for the bad kids to go. So that if they weren't going to get a GCSE, they were at least going to get some sort of qualification through this course, which was done with the Princess Trust.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that was a really good learning experience. And then after that, that's when I decided I had enough experience, and then fulfilled it and went off to Brunel to do my PGC.
Nice. So how long have you been a qualified teacher for?
Now 2 years.
Okay. Is it what you expected it to be and more?
Yeah.
Don't get fired. Don't get fired. No, I hate it. I can't believe I spent 7 years studying to be a teacher. No, I'm teasing you. Go on.
No, like the reason why I kind of paused, because I remember seeing something. I remember seeing like a meme or something about this on the internet, and it was about asking, okay, so qualified teachers, and then a teacher asks kids, who do you think is the smartest teacher in the school? And they say, oh, the maths teacher or the English teacher or the science teacher. I was like, and then it says, nah, the PE teacher. because we get to teach you, but we also get to play basketball, volleyball, and all this other stuff, and we get paid the same.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Still.
So yeah, but yeah, like just having that experience and being able to help kids, kind of even see certain kids that I could almost relate to when I was that age, and try and give them the best opportunity, and then also kind of recreate everything that Joe, Richard, Tony did for me back then. I'm gonna do that for kids nowadays.
Pass it on. That's it. It's like it doesn't stop. Like, you know, and that's, I think it's the fact you said it, it's like, it's amazing what you've said and how you said it, because to me, that's what it's about. Like, you know what I mean? One person runs with the baton and they're like, here you go. And then, but they just leave it. They don't give it to nobody. They just leave it there. And then, you know, everyone's just walking by and someone picks it up and they're like, oh my gosh, like, this is amazing. I've got to transfer all of the stuff that this person has taught me, and I can help the next generation of however many. And so you just see and even if you look at it, like, if you really look at it in years to come, I'm saying like you're relatively young, yeah. But I'm saying, let's say when you go to retire, yeah, when you go to retire in about 30 years, 20 years, however long you want to teach for, at that moment, you're going to look back at all of the kids you've taught at your school, and they're going to say, I remember when Sir said to me, bang. I remember when this teacher said to me, bang. Because I remember every teacher that I liked. I'm not going to say good teachers. You always remember there was that one teacher that said, and sometimes they didn't even, when they were saying it, they probably wasn't even thinking that it would change your life. But they may have just said to you, hey, good job today. Hey, do you know you can do better? Like, just little things, because you know some people don't hear this. So the fact that you said that is like big. I think that's a proper jewel that you said that, and I'm so glad that you are teaching, because that means you are teaching for the right reasons.
Yeah, most definitely.
So moving on to the last bit, which is, how did you become Mr. Trickshot? Like, bro, what are you like? What the bowling? Okay, that makes sense. But like, who wakes up in the morning? And just like, you know what? I'm going to be doing trick shots from this day forward. Explain that journey to us before we wrap up, please.
Just quickly. I don't know. It's some people say, how did you get? And when did you get into it? Is it recent? To be honest, I've always messed around. Like, I don't know. Like, any basketball players always try to throw it over their head and stuff like that. Yeah. And then, like, over the last, must have been a year. Yeah. I've always messed around at work, because I've always got kind of like the sports hall, kind of like the keys to the sports hall, whatever else. So in a free lesson, I'll just be shooting around and messing about and whatever else. And then, I don't know, do something stupid one time and just throw it off something. And then it started off with the first lockdown, where I thought, you know what, everybody else isn't really playing basketball. And some other people on the internet came up with this whole lockdown trick shot thing. Okay. And I said, okay. So then I had to go to work still during the first lockdown. And then that's why I had so much time to do all these shots. Because, obviously, I mean, a lot of people might say, oh, you spend your time in the gym. You have a gym and you're doing this in the gym. I was like, no, I'm not just doing that.
Wait. Could you just stop? So what? Like, what's that got to do with you? Like, am I having fun? Yes. Did you watch the video? Yes. So shut up. I can't stand, listen, you don't know how much I can't stand people who will see someone having fun. Yeah, you're by yourself in the gym. You got your ball. You are not making noise. Like, you're having fun, and you're entertaining other people. You know, anything that they should say to you. Bro, that's awesome. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Like, what you?
Thank you.
Yeah, but nah, so honestly, continue.
So
Sorry, like,
yeah, so
really,
it's just
I can't believe people, man. Like, go on.
yeah, but yeah, it's just yeah. So it started off like with that, and then I started seeing other people do certain things, and then I was like, I could do that. But then once I did something, I also was like, oh, but I can switch it and I can change it. Nice. Like I saw there was this American guy or something on Instagram, and he went off the, like he ran up the wall and did something and just threw it. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I was like, oh, I can do that, but I can change it. And then like, oh, and then I run up the wall, put it behind my back, and then throw it.
Yeah. Put your sauce on it.
And then yeah, exactly. But yeah, sometimes you just mess about, and I come up with these ideas where if I make one, sometimes there's another idea that comes in my head, because if I throw it wrong and say it bounces and it can go in, I was like, oh, okay. Then I've now made another idea for this shot.
Wow.
So
wow, that's big. Because I didn't realize it was that much freestyle. Like it's really creative. Like you see how you explained it now. Now, yeah. I don't see it as just a trick shot now, because I realize there's a process in terms of, oh wow, like I can. So that's good that you explained that. So how did you? Yeah. So when did you realize it was growing? It was growing.
Yeah, it started out obviously during the first lockdown, and then I only had my personal Instagram account, and everybody that followed me on my personal one was like, wow, this is sick, really good, blah 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 blah, this and this, blah blah blah. And then a couple of people were like, oh, I can't share your stuff because like your page is private. So I said, yeah, I can't make my page public because I'm a teacher. Yeah. So then a lot of people were like, oh man, and then someone was like, oh, why don't you make another page though and just make it public with just trick shots? Yeah. I was like, yeah, I don't really want to get in trouble with work and stuff. Yeah. But then I found out, I was like, as long as there's no personal details and no personal experiences or me out or showing a bad representation of myself and this and this, then why not? So then, yeah, I started out the page in June. I had a bunch of trick shots already kind of saved up, and then the rest is history, really. So, and then it's just grown and grown and grown.
Yeah, no, because I just remember one day, like I think it was probably during the lockdown or something. But I just remember you came up like you just came up with a film. I was like, what? How? When? This is awesome. And I just like, and that's when, once I saw you doing that, I was like, right, and that's when I think I must have reached out to you. And I'm just like, yo, like, boom, 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 boom. And like, that's when I was like, yo, come on, so that's awesome. Also, yeah, thank you also for getting back to me. A lot of people don't know this has taken us a very, very long time to get this interview on. And I would just like to say, anybody else, I apologize and accept your apology. Trust me, it happens. Like life happens. So that's what I would say. So we're going to the final part of the interview, right? It's called the starting five. Your starting five top books, actors, movies, musician, rappers, and then your top five greatest players of all time in their position. So starting off, your top five books that you've read, audiobooks count as well, that you would recommend.
Okay. So I would probably say the top one I've read is Kobe Bryant's Mamba Mentality. That would be the first one.
Wait, let me see. You mean this one?
Oh, read you.
I still haven't read it. I've read like 8 pages. Like, and it's not even like a hard read. It's a hard read for other reasons. So yeah, Kobe Mamba Mentality. Mm-hmm.
And then Phil Jackson's 11 Rings.
I've got that. I haven't read that yet, but yeah, I've got to read it too.
Yeah. And then there is one by Coach K from Duke. I think he has it's called the Gold Standard.
Oh wow! Okay.
So it was the first like Redeem team. It's all about the whole joke, like the Redeem team from the Olympics. And then my last two, I'm gonna go. I have two kids, so I read loads of like younger books.
Nice.
And one of my favorite books from there, so I have a 4-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, and I would say Giraffes Can't Dance.
Okay.
Banging book.
Okay. Giraffes Can't Dance.
And then Dear Zoo.
Dear Zoo. Okay, cool. That's
two books that are like that. That will be my two books I remember from parenthood, or early parenthood, should I say?
That's wicked, man. That's awesome. So let's move over to your top 5 actors of all time. Your starting 5 actors of all time.
Okay, so I will go. Let's go. Denzel Washington.
Yep.
And then I'll go Robert Downey Jr. because I'm a big Iron Man fan and Marvel fan.
Come on. He's so Tony. I can't see no one ever playing Tony Stark's ever in their life ever again. Like he's just
no. Yeah. And then
that's 2.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. I need 3 more.
Actresses as well. Actors, actresses.
I would say Robert De Niro. Cool. Then, and then let's go. You know what? A lot of people might say he's not. The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yo, you like what you like, man. Rock's entertaining, man.
Yeah.
You used to watch wrestling,
and
right?
Then it's for.
You used to watch wrestling,
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. And then number 5. Let's go with a woman. Let's go Gabrielle Union.
Okay, that's okay. Fair enough. She's attractive. Fair enough.
That's probably more the reason.
Yo, wait, take it easy. Wait. You heard what Jimmy Butler said, and he went for his neck. Hey. All right, let's go to musicians or rappers. Your top 5.
Okay, top 5. It's hard to put someone on the top. I would probably go.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, I would probably say it's close. It's Jay-Z or Eminem top. So that can be wherever.
Just say which order.
Then I'll have
Jay-Z, Eminem, Jay-Z. Just say which name comes first. Who do you listen to? It's just about who you listen to the most out of those 2.
Let's say Jay-Z.
Jay first.
Jay.
Eminem second.
Yeah. Eminem. Then we'll go Biggie.
Okay.
Then we'll go Tupac. And then
number 5.
I don't know. I'm gonna go to the South. I'm gonna say T.I.
Hey, with recent events, it's a very brave thing to say his name.
Yeah.
So what did we do? We did the books, we did actors, we did music. Movies. Your starting 5 movies of all time.
Movies. Okay. Let's say, Above the Rim.
Okay. Nice.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's a good film.
So I'm gonna go Above the Rim. Then I'm gonna go He Got Game.
Okay. Yes.
And then I'm gonna go different from number 3. I'm gonna go Endgame. Avengers Endgame.
That was hard.
Then
so hard.
And then I'm trying to think. I have to add in 2, but I can't. So Back to the Future 2.
Yes, come on, mate. Come on. That was good at one point. Sorry. Back to the Future was good, The best part of Back to the Future was the start. Then when they went to when they went to Biff's, I was like, what? Like we wanted more of the future. You know what I mean? But go on, continue. I'm a movie fan. Sorry, go on. Last one.
So then Back to the Future, and then the last one, Ghostbusters.
Which one? Which Ghostbusters?
I'm gonna go 2 because we're the creepy painting one.
Yeah. That was. Yeah, that one. Because remember, that's when they stepped.
That was all right.
No, but they stepped up the special effects in the second one. Remember, because the technology was a bit better.
Yeah.
Remember, the first one was just like. The second one was like, oh wow, this is. Yeah. Oh, you used to watch some films. Good. So going to the last bit, your starting 5. You know, this is the minibus chat, the barbershop talk. This is the one that breaks friendships. Who's your starting 5 NBA players of all time, greatest of all time? Mind you, players have to play in their actual positions.
Okay. All right. Okay, so my favorite point guard of all time, I would say, a lot of people might not give him much credit because he didn't win a championship. I'm going to say Steve Nash.
Nice. Nash at 1.
Yeah. Then I'm a Kobe fan, so he's going to be number 2.
I didn't know that.
I know a lot of people say MJ and stuff.
No.
I'm going Kobe.
It's your team. And I'm glad that you picked Kobe over Mike, because some people want Mike, but they want Kobe as well. I'm like, no, I'll pick one. But that's nice. You pick Kobe.
No, because he was the main reason why I got into basketball. That 1998 All-Star game.
Oh wow.
That was the first actual game I saw on TV. So,
that's big.
Yeah. So his first All-Star game. I'm gonna. Would you take LeBron as forward?
Yeah, he's a small forward.
Do you accept that?
Yeah.
So I'll take him at small forward.
Mm-hmm.
Power forward, I'm gonna go. Due to recent years, Anthony Davis.
Yo, that's if he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
And if he can stay healthy, and also he can stay with LeBron for a very long time, I feel like they can win a lot.
Yeah.
The only thing is, at the moment, it seems like Anthony Davis's body's breaking down already.
Yeah. It was breaking down a little bit towards the end of New Orleans, so it was like, I don't know. Hopefully it's only a short one now, but we'll see.
When bigs get hurt, they're never the same. Yeah. And at center, I wonder who you're gonna put there, because everybody else puts him there, and it's a no-brainer. But go on, continue.
Luke Longley. No, I'm joking. No, Shaq. I'll go Shaq.
And you know the funny thing about Shaq is, everybody says on everyone's team, there's only maybe 1 or 2 people, but everybody knows Shaq literally is the most dominant center of all time. You want him.
Yeah, of course.
And he didn't take basketball seriously.
Yeah.
If you remember, Kobe said that if he had his mentality, they would have won 11 rings.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? But that's
that whole interview where they sat down together, and you kind of like got to see the inside of their relationship and stuff. That was like, it was a proper eye opener with how like kind of what could have been kind of thing.
Yeah, but then also you see how Shaq is. Like, listen, I love Shaq. Personality wise, away from the game, when he's just being him, cool.
Yeah.
But when he's commentating, I ain't gonna lie, like, I feel like he's doing a bit too much these days about how he's critiquing these kids. Because you gotta remember, like when it was Shaq's turn, everybody gave it up to him. There was no one really criticizing him, except for like the older lot, like what's his name? Kareem never used to talk to him, innit? and Shaq forgets how that made him feel. So when he's talking about these kids, think about it. Kareem didn't talk to him and made Shaq feel this small. Yeah. And then Shaq's like, whatever he's saying, like he doesn't need to go that hard on them. Honestly, he doesn't. Some players, but come on, Jonathan Mitchell, bro, that's like the coolest guy in the league, bro. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, he's not that guy. Like, leave him alone. Like, you know what I mean? You're going at guys who are not even like that. They're just like, they're blue collared players. Like, they don't trouble nobody. And you're going at them like they're not for that. You know what I mean? So to me, I feel like, in all honesty, like Shaq needs to allow it a bit, step back and remember what it was like when you was a player. And I know you want to keep your job, but come on, man.
Yeah.
It's a bit too much now. That's my only personal opinion. You know, Shaq, if you see this, I mean it as well. So yeah, deal with it, innit? But it's what it is. But that's the wrap up everything today, brother. Listen, thank you so much for taking your time out for doing this. And also thank you for being patient with the back and forth, trying to organize this. Let me let you guys know we've been trying to do this for like months now. Easy months. And trust me, bro, you're not the only person that I've been trying to reschedule with so many times. But thank you so much for doing this, bro. Keep doing your trick shots and everything like that. I will send you an email. So if you've got all your socials and stuff like that, and also if you've got any videos, have you set up your YouTube channel yet?
So the YouTube channel is more, so it's almost going to be an evolution of my trick shots, because obviously I'm a PE teacher. I've actually started a YouTube channel where it's now more, I've put up activities that kids could do